All this stuff here, dead. Everything dead. Last night we did the investigation at Bergen House, and the night before last I charged everything. 2 batteries for this, brand new batteries in this, these 2 batteries for this, brand new batteries in here, brand new batteries in here, and a freshly charged phone. There was an investigation for the nationwide largest ghost hunt on Saturday evening. So that Saturday I charged everything and I put it in my car and I brought it to the house because Sunday we were going to do some investigating. And we went out into the barn Sunday night. I set everything up. Actually, these 2 batteries I charged the day before, the day of the investigation, right out there in the shop. I put one fresh into here, and the other one was in my box. So we went into the barn to speak with Luther and Catherine. I turned on this, put it on the tripod, and it only had 1 bar left. So I got about 8 minutes out of it, and it beeped to die. So I left, I went to get the other battery out of the case, I put it in, it was down to 1 bar. I had this recorder sitting on the table by this radio, and it had 1 bar. And they were fresh AAAs. So that died after 6 minutes, maybe. I don't know how much of the sessions I got. Turn on this one, wouldn't even start, fresh batteries. Went to this recorder, turned it on, wouldn't even turn on. So I pulled the batteries out, I went to my car where I had a brand new fresh pack of Duracells opened, 2 to 4 batteries were taken out of it. Took 2 batteries out, put them in, dead. Pulled out 2 more, they worked. We went upstairs after doing the session out into the barn, which we crossed a spirit over, and his name was Vincent. We found out there were 8 Vincents on that property with the same name, so it could get a little confusing. But we crossed over a Vincent. I don't know if Lewis and Jasper were there last night. I'm turning on Matrix. You were there last night, Lewis? Yeah, okay. Was Jasper there too? I didn't hear Jasper. I thought that I heard Lewis, but I didn't talk to Lewis. I knew he was there, but I didn't talk to him because we were trying to cross somebody over, and I figured he was there as protection. You're with me, Jasper? Are you here today? Jasper, are you here? Jasper's still a little shaky coming through. I heard Lewis say the other day, now when I uploaded the video of me using the Kinect, I wrote down in the comments, and you can hear it if you listen closely. I know it's really weak and it was a shitty video, but I was trying to use my telephone running an app while I was using the camera at the same time recording the video. And the app canceled out the audio from the video, so you could barely hear me. But when I turned on the Kinect, there were 2 figures in here, a 1 and 2, and they were both standing like right there together. And I assumed it was Jasper and Lewis. They used to come out before I even started doing any of this on YouTube. I would hook up the Kinect and there would be 2 spirit in here all the time. Before I even knew of Jasper and Lewis. And it may not have been them, it could have been any 2 spirit, but I'm pretty sure it was them. Can I ask a question about the Connect? Last night we used the Connect upstairs in the pool room, and there were plenty of spirit in there. They were talking to us, but they weren't coming through the Connect. Lewis, with that Connect, when I asked you to come through and I saw your figure, do you allow that to come through? Can you also hide it so that you don't come through? Yes. Is it a choice whether or not you want to be seen through the Connect, through the sensor? Is it a choice for you whether or not you want to be seen through the sensor? I think I heard a yes before. Because we were trying to figure that out. We were all upstairs and we're like, okay, if they're all here, why aren't they showing up? Because if anybody stands up, it picks them up. And we're in darkness, so it's not like, you know, it's got to pick up shadows, it's got to pick up something. And I know that it worked in here. So what happened in the shop was that I had turned it on, and I saw him over by the window, and I asked on camera if that was him, and he said, yes, it was. Now, I knew that there were two figures in there, so I asked him if Jasper could show himself too, if they could both come through again. And it sounded like Lewis asked somebody, where is Jasper? And then I also marked the time, you could hear him say, where is Jasper? And then he said, I am here. And he manipulated Matrix in a way where he didn't come through the app, he used the sound coming out that was being recorded. So he manipulated in between the wavelengths, between the recorder and the sound coming out of the box, and it sounded very robotic, and he said, it is Lewis. How did you do that, Lewis? So, yes, the battery thing, it was a bummer. I'm going to go through the stuff. I don't know if I got anything of the crossing of the spirit at all. I mean, we started, it took us, what, about 5-6 minutes to cross them over. And I looked at the radio, I looked at the recorder, and I'm like, oh no, it's dead, it's dead. It was just the icing on the cake for the night. Actually, the night just began. It was a quiet night last night. Catherine is back to the house. She went away and she said that she had to learn some things, and she came back and she took 12 girls out of the closet, which is the portal, that were being held there by whatever nasty spirit is in that house. And she took them out of there. And she confirmed 12 twice on the radio. And I know that I've got that on. I know that I got that on as evidence. And Kathy said that she got a good morning from Lewis when she woke up the day after the crew was there. And she felt that you were there sitting on the chair with a shotgun on your lap. So, your choice of weapon is a shotgun, Lewis, is that correct? Already yes in there. Lewis uses a shotgun. Jasper talks of his Uzi. What were you protecting? What were you protecting against? What was there that night? A monster came? Whoa. What? Yes, it did. Was it a human monster or was it an elemental monster? What kind of monster was it, Lewis? The psychic that was there from Finding Ghosts felt there was an elemental outside in the barn. And what's crazy is Kathy went out into the barn to speak with Luther through Echovox. And she doesn't record this, she just tells me what she hears. She's not into all the technology. And Luther told her to get up and get out of the barn because it wasn't safe, and he was going to walk her back to the house. Told her to get out of the barn because there was something out there. The next morning she turned on Echovox and said good morning. She heard Lewis, and Kathy is psychic, and she saw him sitting on the chair with a shotgun across his lap. So these guys are, although they're earthbound spirits, they're pretty damn cool. And I think they choose to be earthbound. But they help out everybody, myself and people that I know. They help out a lot. So thank you guys for all that you do. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we are all very fortunate to have you around. Of course. Shut that off for a minute. So I'm sorry about that. We are fortunate to have you around, and thank you for being around and helping out. So that's it, just a little talk about what's going on, what went on. I think what I'm going to start doing is taking this cam with me on investigations because I can plug it in, and I don't have to, 4 total batteries for a night of 2-3 hours investigating should have been sufficient. But they told us when we were upstairs in the pool room, when I was asking them about the batteries, they said it was easy energy. But if they take away our easy energy, then we can't get the evidence that we need to gather. So this plugs in. The worst they can do is shut it down. At least I can start it back up. I think I'm going to start taking it with me on investigations, but I'll have to have some ambient light because it doesn't see in the dark. It doesn't have the IR abilities. And I'll still use these, but apparently you need 3 and 4 backups. And even my task cam, the batteries were gone out of that. The batteries were gone out of 2 handhelds. Batteries aren't cheap. It's $20 for a package of, what is it, 24 batteries? And you gotta buy AAAs, you gotta buy AA's. You gotta charge all your rechargeables. Weird that they would take the energy out of rechargeables. They're smaller, it's not that much power. Why don't Spirit go into stores where all the batteries are on the shelves and use that energy? There is so much energy sitting on the shelves at stores. It's a wonder we don't buy them and they're already dead. So that's it. Let's turn off the matrix. Thank you guys. I know this isn't a... What was that? I'm going to shut down the matrix. Thank you. Goodbye.